Records of exits, not happening. It's people telling me they're doing it and then I get no data. Some people are doing it beautifully. They've got a system in the preps that works beautifully, but they're not, and they have got, interesting kids. It's not that those kids never have to go out. They do. They have their little wall chart where the kid puts their name. The teacher transfers the data into a document, and so we have actually got some data there. It's very useful for those couple of kids, and there are only a couple that are involved in the exits. That's a bit of a challenge for us to now get something standard. We introduced something the other day, actually, and it was about, because it happened to a CRT, apparently there are no exits in this particular classroom, but when the CRT was in there and 4 kids were exited within 5 minutes, he said, well, there is obviously, this is where this data needs to go back to the classroom teacher, not to the CRT or the AP or the principal. So a little document has been created, and we hope that that'll be the big challenge for next year, is to look at some of that data and see that what sort of kids are we exiting, and a bit like some of the things you've shown us. And I've got some good ideas from some of you, which has been helpful. Communal right protection, it's not just the kids, I think it's our staff too. Some of our staff are fantastic with this sort of approach. Others close the door and don't want to know. So it's really a matter of us really getting everybody on board about it. Engaging curriculum, it's so important. It just transfers over into everything, doesn't it? Our kids behave better if they're really engaged and they're doing something real and authentic. Developing relationships, one very dear to my heart. You have to love the kids or they won't do anything for you, I believe. Oh, nothing on that one. Long journey, very, very small steps. We've only really just begun. It often gets worse before it gets better because now we've got kids being exited. It's not a bad thing, I don't think. Between classroom differences I've alluded to, it's huge. It's the same with literacy and numeracy and teaching practice. It's the same with this. We've got such great role models in our school that are doing it beautifully, and we've got others who've still got the door closed and don't want to know and don't have any problems and in denial at staff meetings. And some of the things I think people have suggested about getting teachers to really be accountable about that stuff, support and accountability, we've got a long way to go with that. New staff in 2010, we've lost 3 teachers already. We're going to lose another 2. That's 5 out of 11 grade teachers we'll lose probably at the end of the year. So that's an opportunity for recruitment. We just hope that we're going to get some real quality people apply. It's a great school and I'm just trying to encourage people to come. The leadership team have really got, are really eager to get the collective responsibility going. And so, that's the challenge. We want to start from day one and have some things up for everyone to know about. Everybody being on board. The way we all talk to our kids in our school, so important. Promote that adult talk to them, that you're not being their parent, that you care for them unconditionally and have faith in them. They need to know that. And it's where this is happening. They're the grades we're making the gains in. That the curriculum we provide for our students is so important. And the partnerships that we encourage with families.
Are they the ones who are having trouble with literacy, or are they also the ones who might be having trouble with management, or is it different things for different people?
Some all, and some a bit of both. Some people have got the management stuff under control, well and truly, but they are the teachers who are teaching that virtually have no problem with anything. A bit across the board. If I think of specifics, it might be all 3. It's huge denial still. They might tell you that everything's fine and the data, we haven't got enough data for behaviour to tell us. The data across the school is interesting as well. So we don't, I reckon, have enough of it to show the differences between what teachers are making in the classroom. We know that, we feel that, but we don't really have the data to say to them, well, it's not working here in your room. We're working really well. The PLT stuff that's happening to the ARC has really been a catalyst for teachers to sort of get together in a team and really unpack what it is they're teaching and being a lot more explicit. So that's improved, but we don't really have the data to tell us that.
Just for the record, I should say that I was spending the last 2 days in Linda writing with a group, and I was examining some data which shows that about 40% of teachers, and it might include everyone in your schools, will say they did all these management things before we came. 40% will say they're doing it since. That makes 80%. But I had the good fortune of having the students' perceptions also at the end of the year, whole class perceptions of all these teachers in these same schools. So in these 8 schools, where 80% of the staff are saying that they are doing these things, something like 30% of the students are saying they are doing these things. Now, I don't know who you believe, but my main interest just was that they also, as the questions I've been giving you, were saying what might be needed to get more teachers to be able to do these things, and that's really where we're heading. So it doesn't really matter how many are now, as long as we know how to help the ones who want to. That's really what we're about.